Listening Library presents Star Darlings Collection, Volume 4, featuring Adora Finds a Friend, Clover's Parent Fix, and Gemma and the Ultimate Standoff, by Shayna Muldoon Zappa and Ahmet Zappa. Read for you by Kyla Garcia.
Adora Finds a Friend. Prologue. 2. Sage, Libby, Leona, Vega, Piper, Astra, Adora, Clover, and Gemma. From Cassie. Instructions. Auto delivery of this holo letter scheduled for Reliqua Day in 3 star hours time. Dear Star Darlings, greetings and salutations, friends and fellow Star Darlings. You may be wondering why I'm sending a holo letter when I've just seen you all at the ceremony. Star kudos, Tessa, on a successful mission. There are many answers to that question, and I'll get to the most important one at the end of this holo letter, so keep reading. In short, I am writing to clarify the dangerous situation on Starland, and in doing so, explain my own actions. Wait! Don't delete this letter. Please hear me out. This means you, Sage and Libby, who have turned a blind eye to Lady Stella's involvement. And don't roll your eyes. This means you, Adora. I do not overreact to problems. I am not imagining that Starland is in major trouble. It is. I am not imagining conspiracies or villains. They exist. To support my stand, here are the issues in no particular order. The issues on Wishworld. Problematic missions. Why do the Star Darlings even exist? As we all know, Lady Stella brought us together to test her theory that if the wishes of young wishlings were to be granted by young starlings, this special combination would produce an even greater amount of positive wish energy than older starlings could ever collect. And now, since we know that Starland is having a serious wish energy crisis, our wish missions are even more important than ever. Why are our wish missions, even the successful ones, always in danger until the last starman? We've been trained and schooled and are starmendously capable, yet something always goes wrong. And that does not even take Leona's mission into account. Not only was her wish pendant destroyed, making it impossible for it to absorb any wish energy, but she almost didn't make it back on her shooting star. And she obviously, sorry Leona, didn't get her power crystal. The issues with Star Darlings. 1. Fighting within our group, and 2. Strange behavior. Both designed to keep us from acting together and from acting at all. Specifically, why were we fighting with our roommates? The poisonous flowers from the Isle of Mazera that were placed in our rooms. Why were all the Star Kindness Day compliments changed to insults? That one speaks for itself. Why were we all acting so odd and not even realizing it? Because of the poisonous nail polish from the Star Darlings only mani-pedi party. Whoever created the polish knew this strange behavior would interfere with our missions. Not to mention it was starmendously embarrassing for everyone. Libby's falling asleep anywhere and everywhere. Scarlet's skipping anywhere and everywhere. And probably the worst, my bragging anywhere and everywhere. Additional Star Darlings issues. The band and the Star Zap. Why was Leona's band named the Star Darlings, with tryout info sent to the whole school? To bring our secret group into the starlight is my guess. Why was my Star Zap not working properly? So someone could intercept Star Darlings' communication. Again, that's my guess. My issue with Lady Stella. She is responsible for all this. Again, Sage and Libby, hear me out. Specifically, why was Scarlet kicked out of the Star Darlings and replaced with Ophelia? To sabotage a mission, of course. And who set that in motion? Lady Stella. She switched admissions test results so it looked like Scarlet had low scores and Ophelia's were high as the moons. Star kudos to Scarlet. Impressive work, really. Then she instructed Ophelia to lie about being an orphan, about being a gifted student, everything. And that information, Star Darlings, came from Ophelia herself. And that finally brings me to the real purpose of this holo letter. The real purpose of this holo letter. Why did I write it? Scarlet, Tessa, and I have decided to explore the star caves deep beneath our school. We are looking for clues in the very labyrinth Lady Stella introduced us to. Clues about the headmistress, clues about our missions, clues about anything and everything. Yes, Gemma, your sister Tessa is with us, even though she just came back from her mission and is not a fan of dark, dank, spooky places. I have a feeling something big will come out of our search. We are just now setting off. But if you are reading this, it means we have not made it back. We are still underground, in the tunnels, maybe trapped and most definitely in trouble. So, help! Find us as fast as you can. Yours in jeopardy, Cassie. Chapter 1. Adora hummed tunelessly, alone in her dorm room. It felt nice to have the room all to herself. Still, it was a little strange that Tessa, her roommate, wasn't there. The two had just come back from a wish mission. It was Tessa's mission. Adora had yet to be chosen for her own mission to Wishworld. But Adora had been sent to help when the situation looked dim. Really, Tessa had been so caught up in her wisher's emotions that she hadn't been able to see the orchard for the Aussie fruit trees. Luckily, Adora had set her straight. So, thank the stars, the trip had been successful and quite exciting. After the Star Darling ceremony, where Tessa had gotten her power crystal, Adora had expected her to come straight back to their room. Tessa was quite the homebody after all. And there were her virtual Galliope Jewel to feed, and her microzap waiting to bake yummy astromuffins. But Tessa hadn't so much as stopped off at the room as far as Adora could tell. She was probably catching up with her younger sister, Gemma, and Adora planned to take full advantage of her alone time. She had been right in the middle of an experiment when she'd been called on to help Tessa. She'd been itching to get back to it for over a star day now. It combined her two biggest passions, science and fashion, specifically sequins. Adora wanted the sequins to be extra twinkly. That alone wouldn't be so difficult. But she wanted that newfound sparkle to bring out each sequin's color, too, to make the shades themselves brighter, warmer, and more radiant. The gold sequins Leona favored had to become even more brightly golden. Cassie's silvery pink ones, even more silvery pink. Clover's an even deeper, more brilliant purple. And Adora's goal was to do it with just one formula. She wanted the formula to work with every shade under the suns, and that was 12 in the Star Darlings group alone. Add all the different tones at Starling Academy, or furthermore all of Starland itself, and the numbers were star-mazing. Adora had already removed natural elements from glittery yellow calliope flowers, fiery red flora fierces, and other plants and trees. Now she needed to add twinkle oxide, with a spark of glozine for good measure, to each mixture. The combination had to be just right so the formula would react with any starling shade. Luckily, it was Reliquia, the first star day of the weekend, which gave her plenty of time to test her ideas. Adora would be logical and methodical, as always. But she wanted to get it done sooner rather than later, so the sequins could be sewn onto outfits the Star Darlings band members planned to wear for the upcoming Battle of the Bands on Starshine Day.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?